boy's body. This one yours?
I'm Fiat.
Yeah, he's not the crypto boy.
Yes, that one's ours. You can just go ahead and leave him there.
Oh, okay. Drops him.
Also, disclaimer, chat, also not dead.
So do I see both Crystal Pirate and Artificer?
Yes, and 4 ninjas.
Which one of you two is more important? Or who's the boss?
Hey, who's the biggest bully at school? Which one of you is it?
Crystal Pirate like
Here.
floats.
into my secret base.
He's standing on
punch
this
my
like little
biggest-
crystal thing, and he's just floating there, looking at you with all these colorful crystals floating around him.
I guess I'm the majority share owner, so that would be me.
Alright, I attack whoever said that. Who said that?
Alex melts away and vanishes, replaced by Cyrus.
In handcuffs?
Yes.
Yo.
Yes.
Can't get a fan.
He...
Except that his eyes are wrong. They are filled with piercing blue light.
Oh damn, my stream is about to get good.
got blue eyes too?
18
yes.
seconds. Is that how long it'll take before those hellhounds come?
I don't know, probably. They're very fast.
Right. They can smell me.
Time's ticking.
Okay, I'll wait 18 seconds before I go back to the ethereal plane.
Okay.
And I go to the astral plane.
Oh, man. Oh, there's jack shit this creature can do about that. Okay. Whoosh. You fade from reality, surrounded by the silver mists.
Well, we're magic users. We don't need a fucking sword to go through planes. We just wish our way there. We're spellcasters.
Yeah, I'm not thinking of the magical I'm thinking of the stabby properties.
I don't have any stabby things, but
Yeah,
you could just blast them.
and my last stabby thing I put in Mantra's mouth.
That... you know?
Good night, everybody.
How many?
Oh, me instant regret sentence.
The emotional roller coaster of this episode is breaking my brain.
Small girls, just checking.
No, grown men can lift the sword, Garnet.
Well,
Would you like
I
to
could
try?
eat a soul. I could eat a soul like a snack.
But I'm more thinking practical terms about swinging this fucking massive sword.
Well, what if
And
it turns him
honestly,
evil?
I'm sorry, but
Evil
your
Chad?
arms are small and noodly.
Excuse Mantra, my arms are not noodly.
Mantra comes walking
Minus
back
2 strength.
from the meeting. He's like, what did I just walk in on?
Oh, Mantra isn't here. Oh, but then-
sword.
Yeah, you open the door. The sword is just like covered with evil runes on the floor on a plate. And you just see Garnet going,
my arms are noodly, right?
Do you
Right,
think you
yo.
could lift that, Zweihander?
Yeah, you try it.
Your arms aren't noodly, but that thing is pretty big.
And evil.
And apparently evil. What is that?
seems like pieces of the Herald. It is a dream toxin. It has contaminated this entire room, everywhere that it's spread, to poison the dream world in this proximity.
I slap Sage in the face to break her concentration.
Oh no.
And I whisper to Mason, I've always wanted to do that.
It looks like it. That was a hard slap.
Someone had picked him up and you were carrying him back. And you were going to figure out what to do with the pants, either try and break him out of the pants or turn them back to normal. There was a lot to the...
relatively soft, so getting him out of the pants shouldn't be too hard. Getting him out unscathed might be hard, but, you know, it's doable.
Well, were they... Is he wearing tight pants? Is he a tight pants kind of a guy, or is he like a loose?
Search your heart. You know he's a tight.
I mean, you knew.
Too bad
We all knew.
There are only two types of guys.
He would be using a crowbar and trying to pry them off his body.
There are two wolves inside you. One wolf wears tight pants. The other one does not.
It doesn't do anything for you.
Oh.
Yep. Sorry. It doesn't stack to become immunity.
Okay.
They give you one anyways because like they don't necessarily know, but yeah, everybody now has one potion of necrotic resistance.
I'll just slide mine over to Athalor.
All right, you have 2 potions of necrotic resistance.
You got a lot of potions on you. You're the potion guy.
Thanks. I didn't elect to become a potions guy, but hey, I'm not that magical anymore. So
yeah, what else do you do? Am I right? So...
I'll carry the keg.
Got a celebration Gatorade that you can hose us with after. Iron flask.
Pop a corn out.
Don't ever do that motion again.
Why?
Disadvantage.
Mason and Athalor, swept up along in the fey magic of this party, said something particularly heinous about the professor who just dropped a pop quiz on them. Something incredibly insulting and a little bit louder than you intended.
Cancelled.
About Mason and Athalor, TL doesn't read. What level spell is Twit longer? I take a closer look, but do not touch it.
Again, it's about yay big, beautifully carved, smells like fresh cedar. Like it's very aromatic with that almost sweet wood smell, and clearly hand carved, handcrafted.
Oh my God.
The lid slides off. It's carved into grooves on top of the box.
Could be a mirror in there.
Okay, who did that?
My bad. I just
Who
saw a
did
card. I thought it was cool. I was not supposed to click that.
This is why we don't let you drive the car.
It was just like, cool, there's cards.
And it was the void too. That's like they call out to her in Draconic, and she responds.
Wait, do I also see Sventisco for a brief second through the orb?
Roll a perception check.
Alright.
Okay. No, you just see this guard walk out.
What do they say to her?
You been there the entire time?
No.
And she got a natural 1, and she says, Sventisco. I mean, no.
She says her own name like a Pokemon?
Yes.
Oh no.
I need everybody in the room to roll for initiative.
Oh.
Damn, that's so
your
rough.
girlfriend. Shit.
That's, she got a natural 1. I decided she just freaking panicked.
She's trying her best, okay.
And she rolled a 2
Don't
on the
make fun of
initiative,
her.
so she sits there like an idiot.
Arbiter,
Yes, Grandmaster.
you get to jump in on this one.
I come in hot, white, glowing wings flared out. I've got the cheapest metal chair that you could possibly find. It's like I've got 10 or 20 years of repressed rage behind this chair. I'm rolling to hit with this chair. Oh, that's good. That's good. That'll hit. That's 16.
Well, we can get you in contact with our administrator and we can sort out this issue, but we do have to head on inside for an important matter.
Yep. Important matter is going to have to wait. Sorry, slight matter of defamation of character. No, I've been read in entirely on your little mechanical big gob that you crafted up, and having my name bandied about inside that big fancy school of yours, getting all sorts of unwanted attention from the big horned man himself. Ooh. Ooh. Mm.
Well, you sound and look like an asshole, so I feel like we did you a favor.
The negotiator, everybody.
Me and Ariana just swap characters for a second. Sorry, gotta go in. Fuck you, asshole.
Gone full Zara here for a moment.
So, what does the hungry dark feel like? Do you smell anything?
I don't know if it's what I'm smelling, but it often smells a little bit like baked goods.
Well, that sounds lovely.
That does not.
Like cinnamony?
Ariana, no.
It's called the hungry dark.
Not hungry for the food. Hungry for dark.
But it's weird that it smells like something good. If it's supposed to be bad.
Are you hungry dark affiliate too? Ariana?
Huh?
Because you smell food all the time.
But I'm just hungry. I don't think I'm dark.
All right, so your armor's broken, you're exerted, you're in the middle of a pile of enemies. It is now your side's turn. How would everybody like to act? Mr. Sir Thomas automatically moves over to Zone 8.
I need to keep taming, or I'm
I'd like to
gonna die.
use my turn to give an encourage advantage to Lemon with some inspiring bardic words.
All right, I don't think that is how this works, but it's a time-honored tradition, so yes, bardic
What else
inspiration.
can a fucking bard do?
Always bardic inspiration. It's always valid.
Alright.
You
have
a bow!
Tamer, you've got this. These wolves you'll dismiss. With treats and some kibble, you'll leave them remiss.
What?
You're gonna do great!
So it's just this guy trying to be summoned.
He's trying to summon himself.
I will go have my shadows teabag the teleportation zone. Proceed to teabag.
I need you
in
to
an
roll,
effort to taunt.
I need you to roll a persuasion check to convince the Phoenix Knights not to immediately smite the hell beast that you're riding on.
The horse I'm on? Well, it's because I'm riding the horse. They need to be persuaded not to
Yeah,
dismount
because it's
me?
evil. It's a fiend. It's in league with the Infernals. It is an abomination that must be purged.
But it's just a baby.
A malevolent. It's not a baby. As it like as it paws at the crushed skulls of the devils.
Eats the corpse of its former rider.
The two Phoenix Knights sort of look at each other.
It's fine.
And they're going to steel themselves against the malevolent force attempting to rise. Okay, describe this devil's fate at the claws of slobber chops.
He gets like whipped around, lands on his head, still like conscious and alive. Slobs just starts like going at his ass, just like and just disembowels him.
Oh! Like I imagine the camera pans away and you hear a sound like a wood chipper, and you just gore spewing off to the side. It's like somewhat, discretionary shot, but everybody
His legs are like.
And then Slobberchops' face comes up into the screen, covered in gore, and it just does the one lick, the one like aggressive face lick. Yep.
I hate exactly what it is. I hate everything I stand for.
Think so.
Oh my god! It's hot! Oh, I'm gonna stop you so. Oh, it's so hot! I don't like this at all!
Genuinely scared.
Genuinely what?
Scared.
My apologies.
Citizens of Ascus, rejoice, for today is another beautiful day under the light of the celestial heroes. Everything is fine. Everything is wonderful.
Welcome everyone to episode 2 of Inaequa. Our story resumes immediately. When last we left our heroes, they were in the oldest theater in the beautiful city of Coelicia. Coelicia? I think it's Coelicia. I think we're going to go with Coelicia. In the beautiful city of Coelicia, they were investigating a disappearance that happened years ago when one of Yazmeen's inventions, Yazmeen blacked out, had memory loss, and one of her inventions went missing. Their investigation led them to this theater and to the private box owned by the owner of the most important, oldest radio station in town. Heroes have also learned that Yazmeen is not the only one, the only inventor, mechanist, engineer to have had mysterious blackouts. They believe that these blackouts might have been caused by a radio transmission of some kind. However, as they were investigating the secret chamber beneath the theater and the mechanisms connected to the private box upstairs, 2 inquisitors entered the building. And moments ago, they drew their guns, aimed at where our heroes are hiding, and told them to surrender immediately. What do you do?
So I've had a bit of time to think about this.
Good.
If possible, I want to try to cast Greater Invisibility on Yazmeen.
Okay.
And then basically try to bluff my way through and be like, whoa, sorry, stage practice gone wrong. Just trying to figure this out.
All right. You are welcome to give that a shot.
Oh, boy.
So, you can...
Okay.
To cast a spell, do you have your Roll20 character sheet up?
No.
All right, that's fine. I know that you're still multitasking. Are you keeping track of your spell slots somehow? Perfect.
Yes, I have the PDF.
We'll go with that for
itself.
the time being. All right. So go ahead and burn the spell slot. Walking Armory has played the item dropped card. I'm pulling that up right now, but I think it does exactly what it sounds like. Okay. A random combatant drops a non-weapon item they are holding. I'm going to hold on to this until it's thematically appropriate. All right. You cast... Go ahead.
So I'm going to Greater Invisibility, 4th level spell, touch spell.
Yazmeen is completely invisible.
Do I?
And it's a concentration spell, correct? All right.
Yes.
So, you cannot have another concentration spell active, and if you take any damage, you risk losing the spell. That said, Yazmeen can attack, cast spells, use items, anything she wants without breaking the invisibility. All right. You know what? Let's go ahead and roll for initiative. Not necessarily because we're in combat, but because the situation is tense and order of operations may be important. If you're in Roll20, you can just click the initiative button and it'll automatically add you here. There we go. Now, I will roll for our Inquisitor friends. Do they have any?
Wait, where is the initiative?
If you're in
button?
Roll20, it's in the top middle of your character sheet on the core tab. If you're not in Roll20, just go ahead and roll and we'll do it manually.
I am in Roll20. Where is my character sheet?
Shift double click on your token and it'll pop open your character sheet.
Perfect.
I truly have a nice amount of health.
You do. It's, yeah, I think you're in nice shape right now.
Who knows how long that's gonna last?
Well, I just got a natural 20 on my initiative, so we will see.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh, there we go. Oh no.
Okay, so on their turns, both of the Inquisitors have their guns aimed at your hiding spot, and they have readied actions. You don't know exactly what the triggers are, but you know their guns are aimed at your hiding spot. Yazmeen, you would go before you become invisible. You can choose to delay if you want, but if there's anything else that you want to do, and the two of you can try to whisperedly communicate, talking is a free action, it gets time, wibbly wobbly, etc.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
feel
so
free.
this is before this is before I turn invisible, right? So I'm not in my initiative count yet.
You are in your initiative count. Day'lorise is going to go next and turn you invisible.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Okay.
But again, you can have some, pause time to talk if you want.
Right.
There's not a whole lot.
Right. In that case, I'm kind of ducking behind the area here, right? Like I'm not like in direct obvious view right now. Not
Correct.
stealth,
The two of
but
you are
like
crouching.
not.
You were trying to hide.
Right. But we can assume that after the firebolt that's probably not
We can assume, as far as you know, they can't see you, but they know exactly where you are. I think that's the best way to summarize.
Yeah, perfect. I'm going to scroll through this endless list of things that I have available to me.
Very simple class you're playing.
I read it before, so I know what I'm trying to do here. I just want to double check that I'm reading the wording correctly.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. I am going to analyze weakness. So I'm going to spend my bonus action to make an intelligence check against the DC of the challenge rating of the creature.
Pick one of the two creatures.
Inquisitor, the head Inquisitor, the one who seems to be giving the orders.
Okay.
Roll
a history check for me, please.
Cool. I believe I actually have advantage
a
on
religion
this.
check. I would accept
Religion check?
history
Okay.
or religion.
Cool. Let me double check. 'Cause I think at level 11. Yes.
Josie, on your
I
turn,
gain
you
advantage
can
on I gain advantage on this check. Cool.
Okay, go for it.
So let me go in here. He said religion or history.
Correct.
All right. So 5 or okay, so both is the same for both. So we're gonna roll that for the first one. Yikes.
Oh no!
Tremendous.
Okay. Well, it's no surprise. Inquisitors don't exactly publish their memoirs. There's no such thing as a famous Inquisitor. That being said, you may proceed. That was just a reactive check. A free. Oh my god! Thank you, chat. Thank you for that one. Love that. Huge fan. Chat has played the Anime 5e card Ninjutsu Fact Deck, which has absolutely nothing to do with ninja info cards.
So that was my bonus
no.
action, by the way, for this turn essentially.
This card that has been played allows you to gain information on one character or combatant of your choice.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so just a freebie.
Cool. I'm going to hold my action then, from this conversation that we had, to use. Oh no, I won't. Oh, because I just used my bonus action. Let's change that. I'm gonna hold my action to use one of my scientific gadgets.
Okay.
The trigger of which is if I get attacked, by the head Inquisitor.
Okay. Here's what you know based on previous encounters and recorded information. And this could be a combination of both of your knowledge. After all, both of your activities could put you under the watchful eye of the Inquisition. Inquisitors are not paladins. They're not clerics. Those are not the skill sets that get brought into the Inquisition. They hire rogues. They are stealthy. They are deceptive. They are often immune to divination magic, having their thoughts scanned, things like that. They're extremely fast. They're extremely cunning. They're masters of disguise. They're masters of unearthing information. And you can bet your butt that they have evasion. All right? Now, this is Master Inquisitor Esperid. You don't have a whole lot of like character information on him, but as a Master Inquisitor, he is going to be a very tough nut to crack and very sharp. Incredibly high. He caught you because his senses are extremely high tuned. It's going to be hard to get anything past him. All right. All of that being said, Drosy, I would like you to roll 1d20, please.
Oh,
yes.
no.
You have been granted the wisdom of the seer. Meaning,
Oh, that's good.
before any d20 is rolled this episode, you can declare that the result is a 3. It's a little bit of foresight, knowing exactly how things are going to go. All right, you've readied an action. Go ahead and click on your token, and when the little pop-up appears, put a clock icon on yourself. That indicates a readied action. Then, Day'lorise, you are next. I assume you use your action to cast Greater Invisibility, as previously discussed. Okay.
Mhm.
Then as your bonus action, you're going to try to deceive them into saying it's a performance gone wrong, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Give me the gist of your argument and roll a deception check.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of like come out of the curtains and be like, "Hey guys, sorry, I was working on some new special effects. Didn't know somebody was here. Theater's supposed to be empty. I didn't hear we were getting any visitors." And then let's see, deception. Let's see, where am I?
28.
28.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to roll 2 insight checks. First, for Inquisitor Senis.
Wait, so can I declare those to be 3?
You
How
just-
does that work? Are those only
Yeah,
mine?
You have one dice roll this entire game session. You can declare it's a 3. So I'm going to roll 2 insight checks, starting with her, and then moving on to Master Inquisitor Esperid.
Okay. I'm going to hold
Okay.
for now.
Insight the first. 27! I imagine that being like she gives you the suspicious Fry face from Futurama. She has a weird vibe, but there's like, can't really say why, it's not a tell or anything. Now, Master Inquisitor Esperid. I'm rolling his insight check.
Okay, I'm going to burn it early. He's got a 3.
Okay. He gets a 14.
Oh my god.
You don't get called Master Inquisitor for being vulnerable to BS.
Holy shit.
Okay. The two of them, let's see. The Master Inquisitor. Oh.
Oh no.
He didn't roll a 3. He rolled
Oh
a 10.
no.
Because he literally cannot roll lower than a 10.
Oh no.
So he got a 21. You're
Okay.
still good.
Still okay.
But yeah. just looking through everything. The Master Inquisitor, seeing that, is going to lower his gun, but not drop it. You know, it's not pointed at you. It's sort of down towards the ground. My apologies, child. I was led to believe that the theater was currently closed to all such activity.
Me too.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about what it is that you were preparing?
Well, I'm a performer. Usually not here. I'm down at the Golden Deer, down the road there, and I'm working on a little stage magic, if you were. You know, a little way to wow the crowd a little bit without them quite figuring out where it's coming from yet. As you can see, I still have a few mechanical things to work out with it.
I think I've seen your troupe. That sounds delightful. Well, since you have an audience now, why don't we see what it is you've been working? Come on, give us a preview.
I don't know if I can do it a second time, sir. This has been triggered to only go once. That's why I was hoping the theater would be closed to the public.
Yazmeen,
yes.
The two Inquisitors are still watching sharply, eagle-eyed. You are invisible. They haven't fired or attacked. They're testing Daylorise's story. What would you like to do?
How far am I from the balcony where the box is?
Okay, you are on the ground floor.
Yes.
This particular box is on the other side. Let me you know what? Let me see if I can. Yes, I know this complete darkness. Give me a moment. It's more like this. So, the theater map that I had doesn't actually have private boxes, so I'm literally just going to say there's a line like here, all right?
Okay.
This whole area is a private box. So, that puts you 65 feet, and I would imagine, like, the upper floor has got to be at least 20, maybe 30 feet above in a theater.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to say 30 feet up. Because Dungeons and Dragons ignores the Pythagorean theorem, it counts as 65 feet away.
Okay. Is there a way for me to get line of sight 30 feet from the upper floor?
You've gone mute.
+1 XP. You want to see the upper floor?
Basically, is from where I am, can I see the upper floor roughly 30 feet from where I am?
Yeah, I feel like if you were on this side, would the overhanging balcony block you? I feel like you could see it here, but it's... Okay, so within 30 feet would be here. And I think you'd need to move a little bit, like, out into the aisle, because your view would be blocked right here.
Sure.
That being said, the stairs are this way. Keeping in mind that you're still on the ground floor.
Yeah. Speed is kind of the essence here. I'm going to take that 10 feet speed, 10 feet movement outwards to get that line of sight. Still invisible, I think, right?
Yes. Roll a stealth check with advantage,
Sure.
because you still need to avoid making noise.
Yeah. Stealth, not so great at that.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, listen, the second one could be much better.
Hey!
Okay.
I get it is. Who knows if it's enough? With that being what I'm then going to do, the ready to action falls to the wayside here. Or it fell to the wayside of the top thing. I'm going to not that anyone here could see it, but there is a wristwatch on my left wrist. I'm going to turn the face of it, and as it does, I blink out of existence, then blink into existence 30 feet away on the top balcony with effective Misty Step.
Okay. I'm going to put us back in this dimension.
And that is the quantum kineticizer gadget being activated. And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to book it to the to that box room.
Okay. It will be over here.
Cool. I only have 20 feet left on this turn. I still have my action though.
You do,
because it's Misty Step is bonus action.
Hiding, stealthing is an action.
That's right. Okay, so no, I only have 20 feet left, so I'll move that 20 feet. And then so that puts me here. And that'll be all I can do for now.
Okay. I know the turn order is borked because we're phasing between two different dimensions. Day'lorise, it is your turn.
Okay. Did they notice anything as that happened?
Roll a perception or insight check. Your choice.
Okay, let's go with perception. 22.
Yes.
They noticed it?
They noticed.
Oh. Okay. Are they still buying what I'm saying?
Roll an insight check. You think
9.
so?
Oh no.
Yeah, you think so.
Okay. In that case, oh snap! Are they hot? Because
depends entirely on what you're into. Hang on. And so yeah, depends entirely on what you're into.
Oh no.
Your character is into.
You know what? I think she'll be fine. She has a thing against authority.
All right.
I think she'll be fine.
Turn off.
Okay.
The establishment.
So I am going to I'm gonna try to cast a minor illusion to kind of replicate the fireball that happened on stage. Just to kind of like keep my ruse up.
Roll an Arcana check, please.
Arcana check. Uh-oh. Oh, I got a 5.
Yes. Pew! The thing about minor illusion is that it can't travel from point A to point B. It just appears in like one place. So I imagine the way you're trying to do it is like move so fast that it just looks like it sort of flies faster than the eye can see. And it's not super convincing. That was your action.
Okay.
What else you got?
I'm just gonna like tell them like, see, like still a lot to work out here. Not quite ready for the public.
All right. Give me one moment here. All right. Cool. I'm sure that if you keep working, you will bring great honor to the Celestial Heroes. Zennis, would you stay here for a moment, please? And with the hand that isn't on his gun, Master Inquisitor Esperid pulls out a grappling gun, fires it over his shoulder at the balcony, and then as his action, and then uses his bonus action to hold on. I gotta make a perception check here. It's a 21 because he can't roll lower than that.
Oh my god.
Yazmeen, he is right on your tail. He has used his action and his bonus action. And Inquisitor Senis is going to say, child, is there anybody else? Did you come here with anybody else?
Question in terms of the world lore here from myself.
Yes.
Spell casting, like major magics, not so great.
Yes, you can cast level 1 or 2 spells without a permit. Anything higher than that requires increasingly difficult to obtain permits.
Right. Technology not necessarily does not necessarily have that same stigma attached to it.
Correct. There isn't an official ruling on it.
So I'm going to let's gamble. I'm actually going to reply to the Inquisitor here.
Okay.
She was deflecting from me.
You're still invisible, by the way.
Yes.
Okay.
Pyrokinetics that we were doing, it's me who's the one who's in charge of it. I can't drop. Can I drop greater invisibility even though I'm the one not concentrating on it?
Nope.
No. Cool.
Drozy, you can choose to drop it as he starts talking, or you can leave it up, but without any other.
Okay. Can I hear them?
Yeah. If you project, it's a theater.
Yeah.
Oh.
The acoustics in here are great.
Okay. In that case, I will choose to drop it.
Okay. Roll. You're not lying. Are you saying anything else, Yazmeen?
I've said exactly the truth here. I have said absolutely no lies. And even though I have mendacity, I have technically fulfilled my 50% lie quota up to this point. So I am still within my totality because I lied on purpose before. So this is the truth.
Okay.
And that's all I'm saying here at the moment.
Okay. Day'lorise, it is. Wait, no. Who the hell's turn was it? He just jumped. She asked you a question. That's right. Okay. She still has her gun at her side. She's not pointing at you, Day'lorise. But she's still watching you, even though she hears a voice talking behind her. She's not looking at all. She's using her action to ready an action. And she's not using her bonus action just yet. Yazmeen, talking is a free action. It's your actual turn. The Master Inquisitor is in your face. What would you like to do? Okay, I've said what I've said. Level 0 and level 1 are those are fine, right? Those I'm
allowed
legal.
to cast
Up to level 2 is legal.
Okay, so I'm going to snap my fingers and cast Firebolt again. Prefacing it with, this is what I was doing. Casting Firebolt with that, which is a level 0 thing. It's a cantrip. And I'm going to aim at the area where the mirror image kind of fizzled out. I'm aiming there, trying to do it in such a way that I don't appear threatening to the person directly in front of me.
The Master Inquisitor fails an Arcana check to identify this specific magic. Interesting. And what performance was this intended for?
Practice. My friend came to me and said, I need something special. I need something exciting. And I mean, I can't really resist an intellectual pursuit. So I said yes without even really asking what it was for.
You are telling a half truth. Please roll a deception check with advantage.
Okay. Where are my? Okay.
Okay, the lowest
Solid.
the lowest he can roll is 21.
Oh no.
Tis what it is.
Mm-hmm. All right. Use your action to cast that firebolt. And was there anything else that you wanted to do on your turn?
No, I guess that's all I can do.
Okay. Day'lorise, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna step in and be like, yo, yeah, so it's for a new performance we're working on down at the Golden Deer. We wanted something really cool for our next battle scene with the Celestials, you know, really, really make it pop.
Roll a religion check and a deception check.
Oh boy. Okay.
You may take the higher of the two.
Okay.
Yeah, so
oh.
She can't roll lower than a 19.
Oh no.
I see. Well, all right. They are. You both know that the Inquisition has extrajudicial powers. And they have now reached the point where they are very cheerfully, politely asking you questions. What's your name? Where do you live? Just grilling you on the minutia. Effectively just seeing where you're like, what have you thought about? What do you have to think about before you answer? Do you have satisfactory answers to all of these things? LaFawn, does your character was your character born in a hospital? Or are you do you have paperwork? Do you exist in the bureaucracy?
Do I exist? Based on the background that we have, how likely is that to be the case?
Refresh me on the conditions of your birth.
So it's the growing up in the conditions of being raised were in kind of hidden areas, underground. I would like to think that based on with how Yazmeen has kind of been throughout her life, she absolutely would have tried to at least made inroads into having documents in regular places. So she would have hospital documentation. She would have stuff like that.
Because again, upside of this dubious utopia is that all citizens are entitled to healthcare.
Oh no.
Oh no, what a nightmare. Communism is when the government gives people health care, and the more health care they give, the more communister it is.
Teeth aren't extra?
Nope. So they are going to now proceed you through the very, very boring, but they are practiced interrogators. They're asking you lots of boring questions, just poking and prodding, looking for inconsistencies, watching your behavior, etc. Effectively, and this is going to take some time, your choices are roll persuasion or deception to pass this part of it, or do something different. And they're deliberately not allowing the two of you to reunite. They're doing these interrogations where you are.
So, I have nowhere to be in a hurry. I'm okay being here, kind of, following their questioning. May I suggest something that Yazmeen would probably do when coming across authority? Authority loves being obeyed. The best way to deal with people asking you these boring questions, one-word answers, volunteering nothing. Yasmeen is more than willing to just sit there and quietly kind of remember every single detail they want. Oh, you want the specific hour on this day where I was? Here it is, kind of thing. If I could, using intelligence specifically, go in and remember, like, kind of all the things that have been notated. Everything they want, they get. All those boring questions answered. No, like, running away. No, perfect model citizen when authority comes calling. Yasmeen's more than okay doing that.
So I will allow an intelligence-based check to do that. That sounds entirely reasonable. However, this is a lot of questions, and you have a quota to maintain. So you need to succeed on a saving throw to avoid telling lies.
Okay. Suppressing it is the saving throw for mendacity is
12, I think. Wisdom 12.
Okay. Let's go do that. Wisdom saving throw. Dice, don't fail me now.
No Lafon rolls. No Lafon rolls. Okay. All right. All right. Now use intelligence to just navigate this very, very carefully.
I'm just gonna make a straight up intelligence roll.
16.
Wow.
I think that cuts it. I think that cuts it. Drozy, how are you handling this bureaucratic nightmare?
So I'm gonna actually do the opposite and kind of like
Word wall?
I'm gonna as they ask me questions, I'm going to go on and on until they stop me. When they ask like, where were you born? I'm going to describe the hospital in detail. And then give like some history around. Nothing is going to be a lie, but I'm going to kind of like try to fight fire with fire by kind of like giving more detail than I need.
Okay.
Also in a bored way, like a celebrity getting interviewed essentially.
Right. Okay. Roll a performance check for me, please.
16.
Okay. Wow, you rolled crap. You rolled a 4.
I know.
Yeah, she can't roll lower than a 19 on this. Wow, she got exactly a 19. All right. She is cutting you off tactically, but also letting you talk whenever it would be useful to her. She's becoming... I don't know if... roll an insight check for me, please.
Okay. Insight. Oh.
5. Okay. The next phase of the interrogation is dealing precisely with your most recent activities, close associates, and what it is you're doing here. They are, whether you realize it or not, they are attempting to catch you in a lie or fabrication about your actual intentions for being here. This is much less, they're still trying to make it boring, but stressful at the same time, while maintaining a completely pleasant attitude.
Okay.
How will the two of you handle this?
God, this is my real life nightmare.
I'm sorry. Did we do a safety questionnaire beforehand? Was this on it?
No. I should clarify. It's not actually a nightmare. It's just kind of like a. You kind of get experience beforehand. You know what I mean?
It's getting too real world in here.
I will say this: I have a lot of practice, and it's fun.
Okay, good. As long as everyone's still having fun and feels safe, we can dive right in.
As long as they don't ask what I'm see myself in the next 5 years. It'll be
That's
fine.
X card on the play.
Okay, so what is the question they're asking specifically here?
When did you get here? When did you decide to come here? How long have you known her? What are the two of you doing here together? And they keep asking the same questions as well. They keep going back on some of the same questions, which, again, if you're familiar with interrogation strategy, to get you frustrated and to see if your answer changes. To wear
And
you down.
what is how long am I suppressed for the mendacity
10
aspect?
minutes.
How long is it? 10 minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're still within that window, right?
Oh no. No.
Okay.
They're dragging this out.
Cool.
Your life is like spilling between your fingers right now.
Actually, I guess a better question is how much time has passed?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Cool. When did we get here? And so 30 minutes. So we've actually been in the theater about like an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
An hour and 2 minutes.
So you're just gonna keep going with that like absolute precision?
Hyper specificity, things that are lies, but are lies of caliber that don't make sense.
Mm-hmm. Why would you lie about that? And why would you lie that way?
Yes.
Okay. Are you proficient in deception?
I am not.
Okay. I'm assuming your intelligence modifier is higher than your charisma modifier.
Yes. Barely, but
yes. I'm gonna let you make a deception intelligence check.
Okay.
Which is just an intelligence check, but
yeah.
Also, before we get any further.
Oh, sorry.
Chat has played a flashback card. Meaning that one of you, when faced with a challenge, can do a flashback of something that happened earlier that we haven't actually seen that helps you out now.
Okay.
Like a heist movie, you know? That's on the table for whoever needs it.
Cool. Yeah, an hour and 2 minutes ago is when we entered the theater.
Okay. Now again, being neither a professional interrogator nor that much of an asshole myself, this character is going to be asking much smarter, more annoying, more dangerous questions than I personally can.
Sure.
So I'm going to turn to the dice, and I can't roll lower than a 21.
Cool.
But I got a 29. Do you have anything that helps? You have things that help against divination and magic. Do you have anything that helps against just like mundane forms of?
No, nothing against mundanity. I'm okay failing this one. Specifically, actually, I guess here a mechanics question rather than an in-game question. Does failing this specific answer count for the entirety of the conversation?
I want to resolve it because I can't come up with all the questions myself. Right. I want to use dice to resolve the conversation.
Cool.
So
perfect.
Act accordingly.
That works for me. No, I don't really have much that can deal with anything here. So that's going to have to be a failure.
Okay. Josie, you are now being subjected to the same type of questions. How long have you known her? When did you meet? How long have you been working together? What other social connections do you share in common? When did you arrive here? Tell me more about the performance. And again, bombardment of questions that I can't all come up with, but this is now, the questions are now less generic and more focused.
Okay. So I'm going to tell mostly the truth. Like, oh, I've known them for this long. She's been helping me with set stuff, which is a partial truth. I'm going to give the time since we got here. I'm going to reiterate that we're working together on a little bit of like some stage shenanigans. I'm going to use so I'm just going to use that as like mostly truthful. Yeah.
Cool. Roll a deception check with advantage, please.
All right. 1 and 2. 31.
Let's go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. You're lucky you got Junior here. She rolled a 27. So far, you have each aroused suspicion on one section of the interrogation and avoided suspicion on the second. The third phase of interrogation shifts topic wildly to talk about your faith and your place in society and your beliefs. Which, again, a trained interrogator would not just be like, "Are you a communist?" Not totally applicable here, but that idea. They have clever ways of figuring out if you've been having un-American thoughts. How would you deal with this? This would be somewhere where, like, being really good with religion or history and being able to talk the talk would be helpful. Being particularly impassioned would be helpful. How would you handle this part of the interrogation? Open to whoever has an answer first.
So I'm going to start talking excitedly about my favorite hero to play and how every chance I get, I try to get that role from whatever story we're playing.
Let me see if one of the celestial heroes is a bard. All right. How do you want to represent that? Persuasion?
Either persuasion or performance.
Go ahead. Roll that.
Okay. So I'm gonna be super like into it. But not that into it, apparently.
Yeah, I'm like totally about you. You're having LaFon luck today.
Yeah, maybe being around me starts to like impact people. Oh,
Those
no.
who do not transform their pain transmit their pain. Yeah, I think Mistral Far Song of the Legend of the Celestial Heroes is one of the... Yeah. I'm not going to read her whole life story here, but I'll get a picture of her in the journal if I can for next time.
Are there any of the celestial heroes that are like crafters, artificers?
Very much so. So there's a few of them, but I believe his name is Tucker Underfoot. Perhaps the most important. Not that you would want to espouse different levels of importance. After all 9 of them saved us from the terrors of evil. Yeah, Tucker Quickfoot. Because Tucker Quickfoot, aside from leading some of the most important adventures against evil, he's the one who gave Ascus the gift of Inaequa, this semi-magical technology that powers almost all of society. And these mystical engines that power cars and planes and trains and radios and like everything. So that would absolutely be a good person to go in on.
Tragically, none of my stats specifically are designed for this aspect.
Which is fine. This is the sort of
which
scenario
is fun.
you'd want to be
It's really
in.
fun. It's really fun. However, puts me a little bit of bind. I would like to reach into my pouch as this question kind of comes through. Pull out something mundane that's technical, but not something that's like within the realm of acceptability.
Okay.
Polite.
Which that's a line you are used to walking.
Yes. And I'm going to slowly start stripping or unscrewing like a couple of screws and kind of disassembling it. And as I do this, I've been so inspired by our celestial saviors. The beauty of hold, and here I'm actually going to, before I was like lying and kind of, like kind of threading a line of talking. Here I'm actually going to let the crafter kind of step through. And so what starts off as slowly unscrewing like these tiny screws from a watch face. Quickly my fingers start to like in the practice of someone who's in class, unscrewing their pen and rescrewing their pen because they just kind of have that same level of like familiarity shows up. There's a beauty in creation, but not creation of magical aspect, but of technical, of understanding the world as we were gifted it. And my hands are not capable enough to reach to those heights. But being able to cherish those ideals speaks to me on a level that, and with that, swiftly putting the watch back together so it starts ticking again normally, slightly off time, with that 2-minute increment that I highlighted from that 1 hour, 2 minutes ago. That's into this watch. Isn't there something to strive for in that? And that truly is what the celestial heroes mean to me.
Roll a technology check.
Yes. Okay, I mean,
tragic.
We'll take it. We'll take it. We put our best cards out there.
Okay. All right.
I do believe that's less than a 21, though.
It is less than a 21. That does seem to be the problem. Which, like, you only had to roll a 13. The odds were not, it was like 40, 45%, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. While both of them smile and act very joyful at listening to your authentic stories, they are still of the opinion there's just a few things that are just standing out and bothering us. And so as, good citizens of Koalisha, join us down at our headquarters and we can continue this conversation.
Like now?
Oh, yes. I'm sure there'll be plenty of time to practice later. Roll an insight check.
Both of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, totally. That's definitely a thing that's going to happen. So, yes, I think it's time for a fork in the road. They intend to lead you down to their headquarters, an unassuming building off premises. How are you going to proceed?
How far is this building from here?
Let's go to the map.
And are they escorting us so far in the way that you're not arrested, but you are arrested kind of setup? Okay.
Yes.
So very close, hand on shoulder kind of situation.
Mm-hmm. And they're taking you here to the to Scout Spire in the Magno Valetudinarium, a headquarters of the ministry. There is no Inquisition headquarters there. I repeat, there is no Inquisition headquarters there.
Uh-oh.
Tremendous.
So you
How
would
far
know
is it
roughly.
again?
What was that?
We
I'm
know
saying-
that there's
how
no.
far is it? Like how long would it take us to get there?
Let's see.
Walking,
Did I do? Yeah, I did. It's like over a mile away.
Okay. So not instant, but pretty quick.
20 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on whether or not they take a car of any kind.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you haven't left the theater yet. You obviously have the choice of whether you want to go quietly or try to talk your way out or try to not talk your way out.
I'm gonna look over at Day'lorise really quick.
Do either of you have the message cantrip?
No.
Have you picked your cantrips yet, Drozy?
Sure have. I
Okay.
do not.
So the two of you effectively have no means of communication, correct?
Correct.
Carry on.
Yeah, I'm gonna look over at Day'lorise real quick, from the balcony. What's kind of your body language here?
I'm still trying to like kind of play along that like I'm unconcerned. Cause like there's nothing for me to be concerned about. I'm not doing anything wrong.
All right. And I'm 30 feet up.
Whether they're buying it, not sure.
Has the Inquisitor blocked me off bodily from moving? Okay. Is the only avenue for me to kind of really go physically over the side of the balcony to go down?
Yes. The Inquisitor has deliberately, over the course of the last hour of talking, positioned themselves again. This is what they do for a living.
Yes. Okay.
Very deliberately locked you off. And you also know that grappling gun has a range, if I'm correct, of 120 feet.
Right. At this point, I think I would have. I'm gonna say that I kind of expected that to kind of happen.
Fair.
I'm going to have been leaning on the railing the whole time.
Okay.
On the balcony, appearing casual, but you know, I'm gonna slip and fall over the side.
Okay. Are you gonna try to make it look like an accident?
Yes.
Okay. Roll performance or deception, please.
Let's do performance.
21.
Yeah, I have to roll. I have to roll 19 or better. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Did I say 19? 20 or better.
If you get a natural 20, it works.
Yeah. 100% of the time, every time.
All right. That being said, I don't have any special reactions that would cause me to be able to catch you or stop you. So you fall 30 feet. Roll an acrobatics check, unless you have anti-falling boots or something.
Yeah, actually, I do.
Now that you mention it.
I'm still gonna make the acrobatics check though, in the event that I don't need to use them.
Okay.
I don't expect to do very well.
Oh no.
Okay, you're gonna use them.
Yes. One of the perils of having very low decks. Yeah. So I'm going to emergency boosters are called. Is this particular gadget? As I kind of tumble over the side, in my eyes look unintentionally, or trying to appear unintentional. As I kind of like head over heels, as I hit the kind of the walkway below me, or I guess I'm over the seating here. Regardless, there's the bottom of my boots kind of open up really quickly, and then a quick jet of like pressurized air just to slow me down, not to make the fall graceful, not by any stretch of the imagination. It is still
damage.
It's just to prevent damage. Slows you from this is a dangerous thing to okay, we're kind of okay. Under the mechanics of the game, it's technically feather fall, but
that's fine. The mechanics can step in the corner and feel bad about themselves.
But yeah, now I'm sprawled 30 feet down over 3 or 4 seats.
Okay, and you're prone?
The
effect would prevent you from being prone.
Yeah.
Which means it would be your choice of whether or not you're prone.
Yes. Let's say yes. I'm not trying to run.
Okay. Day'lorise, as this happens, what do you do?
I imagine we see it happening. So
Very much
I am going to gasp and run towards her. With like a,
Okay.
oh my god, what happened?
Okay. As you run, Inquisitor Senis is going to make an attack of opportunity.
Oh, well, that's rude.
Roll an acrobatics or athletics check, whichever is higher.
Acrobatics. Whoa.
Wow.
That's only a 6.
She grabs you. Just like by the upper arm, just sort of to stop you from moving. Roll for initiative, please. Again, we're not necessarily fighting. I've been thinking, and I believe that I have indeed come to a conclusion. Okay. Day'lorise, you are grappled. Again, just meaning that she's grabbed your arm. You will go first. What will you do?
I'm going to try to persuade her to let's go find out what happened to make sure Yazmeen is okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Try to exude genuine worry.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check, please.
22.
22. All right, she's going to let you go. That was your bonus action. The chairs count as difficult terrain.
Okay.
You can go ahead and move up to your movement speed. Just to remember that every square of chairs counts for double.
Okay, what was my movement speed again? Oh, it's not on here. It's here. Okay. 30. Yeah. So let's see. Whoa. That is not what I intend to do. 5, 10, 20, 30. So I'm going to move here.
By the way, when you pick up your token, if you right click before you drop it, you can get that little marker that tells you how far you can go, how far the movement is.
Oh, nice. Okay. So, what? Oh, it's only taking me along a certain path.
Oh, crap. I know why.
It won't let me go further.
Because we're on this map, and that counts as a because it thinks you're on the upper floor. Just use the measuring tool. Tell me where you want to go, and I'll phase you through time and space.
Right here.
I apologize, GM, for putting you in this position.
Oh, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. I'm the one who made the 2-level battle map. All right, that's your movement. You can use your action. You could dash, or you could do something else.
And then
Okay,
I'll dash.
so move another 15. You should be able to move yourself now that you're
rest of the
outside
way.
of the negative zone.
Okay.
Yeah, you should.
So 15 counts as double. So I would be like right here.
No, you can go 2 more spaces. Because this
more?
is 10 feet, 20 feet of movement, and then see how it's 15, but it would count as 30. So you could be in any of these squares here.
Okay, cool.
It's too bad Pythagoras doesn't exist in this
Right?
universe.
Yep. Back in 3.5, yes, but the great transition of rule systems destroyed Pythagoras forever.
Well, now we know that he's not one of the deities of this world. That's it's good to know at least.
Okay.
Much to my chagrin, Yasmin would have loved that to be a.
I know, right? All right. She's keeping pace with you very carefully. She dashes as a bonus action
Oh, my
and
best
readies an
friend.
action to shoot anybody she needs to shoot. The Master Inquisitor Yeah, the Master Inquisitor is going to jump down.
Superhero landing?
Superhero. No, more of like a cape. Wearing a cape too, because one of those people.
Mm.
And is going to restrain you, Yazmeen.
Okay.
Going for a grapple. With advantage because you chose to be prone. A 23. You can roll athletics or acrobatics to resist.
So 0 or -1.
Oh no!
You're now grappled.
Okay.
Yazmeen, what do you do on your turn?
I trusted the ministry. And you pushed me.
Do you want to do deception, performance? How do you want to play this?
Oh.
Go on.
Can I give Yasmin bardic inspiration at this point, or is that
No, you have to do
on
that
my
on your
turn?
turn using your bonus action. Keep in mind, you still have an unplayed flashback. If you can think of a clever way to use it. You don't have to use it yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with just a straight deception check here.
Roll it.
Oh no!
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay,
just,
go for it.
You may as well try, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Not the highest utility. Okay, that's yeah.
You got the sinking feeling that even if Inquisitor Senis believed that Master Inquisitor Esperid pushed you, she wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
You know what? The time has kind of come to we've kind of been dancing around things all this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm casting sleep.
Okay. Roll it. At 6th level? Is it a 6th level spell slot?
It is a 6th level spell. Because I can't cast anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check what sleep is at 6th
Well,
level.
if
Oh, I just click it.
Yeah, if you click it and just upcast it at level 6, if you've dragged it to your character sheet and just
I
tell
think
it to
it's in
cast at level
Quarantine.
6, it on your spell list, it should just work.
Yeah, let me see, where is it?
One thing I need to point out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Inquisitor Senis, the junior Inquisitor, well, she's not a junior Inquisitor, she's a full-fledged Inquisitor, she's just not a Master Inquisitor. She is an elf.
Oh, okay.
It won't work on her.
I
which
did
means
not- I
all
did not
those hit
realize
points
that.
will be pulled against this guy. The
Yeah.
Master Inquisitor.
I didn't realize that she was an elf.
She is an elf.
Hmm.
You would have noticed
Okay.
this. That's a freebie.
Right. Okay. So with that in mind, I will change the avenue of play.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, in that case, my playbook has kind of run a little bit dry here. I will kind of just accept the restraint here and kind of just follow along, and hope that there's some other avenue that I can find some more success.
At that moment, an explosion rocks the building, emanating from the Rusonia private box as it is blasted apart in a spray of rubble. And at that same moment, damn it! The strange woman you interviewed in the room down below drops from above, hoping to use the explosion as a distraction as she attacks Master Inquisitor Esperin. Oh no, you know what? That's not what she would do. He would attack the understudy. She drops from above. A 20 is not enough to get the drop on Master Esperid, but it is enough to get her.
Whew.
Okay. And she's going to use her bonus action to make a third attack. And she's going to spend a point of dark chi to make a fourth attack.
Oh
my god.
The Inquisitor's armor class is 17, meaning 3 of those hit. And she did not see it coming, so she doesn't get to use Uncanny Dodge. Minus 21 points. Minus 20 points. Oh, nope, that was the wrong button. Minus 21. Minus 20. Minus 28.
Oh, okay.
I might have to use another will save on our friend here.
Remember those gauntlets with the spikes on them?
Yeah.
That's what she's using.
Damn. Okay.
She drops down and lands on the Inquisitor. She uses her slow fall ability to take 0 damage. The Inquisitor gets disadvantage on this save, but is not knocked prone. And she had a ready action, so she shoots her.
Oh no!
And misses.
Whew.
Day'lorise, it's your turn. The situation is Yazmeen is grappled and prone, but not restrained or pinned. Inquisitor Senis is bleeding profusely. And Shredder just dropped from the rafters.
Shredder. Okay.
There's a few ways you can play this. One last thing. Chat wants you to win. They have granted you one use of it's super effective. Learn an enemy's weak point or vulnerabilities, and you may deal extra damage with 1 attack, or learn one of their key vulnerabilities. They don't really have any key vulnerabilities aside from some low saves, so the party may play after a successful attack. It's super effective.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
What kind of chairs are we standing on?
These are very nice theater chairs. You know, if I look at them, I feel like back in this era they wouldn't have had the built-in chairs, right? I feel like they would have had the pick-up chairs. Yeah. They're really nice. cushy, gilded, elegant whorls carved in the wood. Nice cushions.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. Can I make an acrobatics check to jump off a chair and throw myself at the Master Inquisitor?
Yes.
Okay.
Roll it.
$30.
30. Okay. What is the objective of hurling yourself at the Master Inquisitor?
To kind of break the grapple and also call his attention away from the fight that's going on behind me so that they can't regroup together.
Okay. The grapple is broken, and I'm rolling a dexterity saving. Okay. That was just a save versus prone. But instead, the Master Inquisitor is stunned for 1 round. Just gets absolutely keistered and is prone and stunned for 1 round. That was your action.
Excellent. Okay. Can I
also want to point out that Inquisitor Senis has used her reaction and cannot make an attack of opportunity against you. The Master Inquisitor is stunned and cannot make an attack of opportunity against you.
Whew.
What would you like to do?
Okay. For my bonus action, can I just pull out my rapier?
You can just do that as part of a movement.
Nope.
That's your item interaction. You get one for free.
In that case. Okay. Wait, say that again?
Once per turn, you can interact with an item that isn't like drinking a potion or throwing a bomb for free.
Okay, but I did that with the chair.
No, that was part of the action. You used your action to like hurl yourself off the chair.
Oh,
Then
okay.
you use your item interaction to draw your sword. So you should still have movement and your bonus action.
Okay, so I'm going to ready an action then.
That takes an action. You don't have an
That
action
takes an
remaining.
action. Okay, in that case,
If you tell me your
I am
objective, I might be able
going
to help
to-
as well. But go ahead.
I don't necessarily have an objective. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what's going on next.
Okay.
In that case, I'm going to move towards the Junior Inquisitor.
Okay. You're right between the two of them. If they weren't otherwise occupied, you'd be flanked.
Yes, so I want to move to flank her with
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself.
Lady Shredder.
Remember, you can use your bonus action to grant Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, I'll do that,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, to flank,
Bardic
you're going to need to
Inspiration.
be here so that you can draw a line between the two of you, if that's all right. And then, what is your Bardic
Okay, yeah.
Inspiration die at your level?
At my level, it is a 1d10, I believe. Let's
All right.
see.
So, LaFon, on your
Yeah,
character
1d10.
sheet, anywhere where there's a temporary modifier, if any of those are turned on, you can set that to 1d10. And if you need assistance with that, when you make your roll, I will help out on your Roll20 character sheet. Then it'll just be a Bardic Inspiration button you turn on and off.
Okay. Hang on.
You do not go next, but if you have a question, feel free to hit me with it.
Sure. So under global skill modifier, you said?
Yeah, skill modifier, save modifier, and attack modifier. You can add different global modifiers.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You can create different ones. So like that way, oh, I'm blessed and I have guidance and I have this. So under
I
global
see.
skill modifier, you can just replace guidance if you click the gear and just change it to Bardic Inspiration, make it a D10. Bob's your uncle. And then if you're rolling, also at the top middle, there's an advantage and disadvantage toggle. So
Yeah,
if you're
okay,
rolling with
got it.
Yep.
I just added
Oh.
Bardic Inspiration as a second global skill modifier in the event that I somehow
Perfect.
get guidance.
Perfect. We go full Baldur's Gate 3 mode.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Is it? It's not my turn yet. Got it.
No. All right. Inquisitor Senis drops a smoke bomb.
Oh, I was like, wow, that's kind of sad.
It's a grower, not a shower.
And the smoke bomb is mechanical in nature.
Correct.
Cool.
She drops a smoke bomb. As an action, she disengages. Or as a bonus action, she disengages using cunning action. She attempts to help Esperid to his feet, but cannot because he's stunned. So her action was smoke bomb. Bonus action was disengage. This is heavy obscurement, meaning that unless you're in the square next to her, you cannot see her. So, Drozy, you can't see anyone.
Okay.
Lafon, you can see the Master Inquisitor.
Cool.
It is the Master Inquisitor's turn. He is stunned until the beginning of Drozy's turn.
Okay.
And I don't know if he has... I don't think he has any special things. Yep, he doesn't have anything that he can use to unstun himself. Yazmeen, it's your turn. Half your movement to stand up.
Half my movement used. I'm going to step 5 feet to my...
If you want to stand up. And you know what? We're on the lower balcony now. Let me transition this whole battle real quick.
Cool.
Okay, so this is just above the stairwell. Doodly doodly doo. Delete all nerds. Repost all nerds. Select all nerds. Put this right here. And there we go. And then I just need to fix the initiative order.
Cool.
Right.
Go ahead. I'm gonna rotate here.
Mm-hmm.
I can no longer see the other Inquisitor, correct?
Correct.
I am going to cast Sleep here.
Okay.
5d8.
What's the AoE on sleep?
That is a good question. Let me double check. Range 9 feet. Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range.
Okay. On the one hand, keep in mind that you are a creature. On the other hand, your compatriot is an elf. So you don't need to worry. But She Shredder is not an elf. I don't think she's an elf.
Cool.
Yeah, she's not an elf.
I mean, in that case...
You said 20 feet, right?
Yeah, in that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a note of centered...
Here, drag and drop it. I gave you a sleep.
Cool. Let's...
Oh, that is fancy.
Let's do this. But I'm also, before I... Whoa, I can't move myself. That's little.
You can't move it?
Well, no, because I'm underneath it. That's why.
Oh, well, hold on. Whoop, to back.
That's fine.
There you go. You should be able to move yourself now.
Here, you know what? Let's just do this. Go over here for a second, Sleep.
Sleep, piss off.
Yeah, we'll do like this. Yeah. Oh no, this is not a great move. Even though they're immune to the sleep spell, it would still affect them first.
Oh, so they would still deplete it.
They would, because it still counts to their hit points, right? Like it just they just wouldn't be affected by the spell once it activates.
Right.
So
you would have to target this in a way that literally only hits him.
Correct. Which I think is actually doable. I can just do like this.
Let me know if it's not moving for you.
No, it's moving. I think it updated. I'm not sure what y'all see.
No, I don't see it moving. Apologies, I got too fancy. Point where you want. Use the ruler and point where you want it.
So I think you can see my click, right? My ping.
So here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you are your character's big brain, so you'd be able to do the simple geometry for that.
Yes. Yes.
Roll or cast sleep at level 6, please.
I think Roll20 is not too pleased with the amount of dice that are being rolled here.
Here, I'll get rid of this. Whoop. That might make it happier.
There's no way. There's actually no
Classic Lafon luck. Just absolutely classic.
That is statistically unlikely.
Would you like to use the It's Super Effective card?
Yes.
Okay. How will you explain why this sleep effect is so highly effective?
So we're in a smoke cloud.
Mm-hmm.
He's still stunned.
Mm-hmm.
The combination of I assume that this smoke cloud has some level of like particles in it that make, you know, it's not conducive to healthy breathing. You're already in
it's not oxygen.
Correct. Already in a case of like, oh, things are kind of getting a little awkward to do it, coupled with the fact that you just got a whack to the head that sort of put him out of sorts already.
Mm-hmm.
The magic is less, the sleep spell is less here about like trying to force him to sleep more than like, you're already on that pathway. Why don't you
just go ahead and shut down?
Exactly.
Okay.
Plus the carpet is super plush.
The high quality chairs and carpet. Okay. Roll again.
High thread count.
All right.
Cast it again at level 6.
We're not real. We're not real. I suspect this does not meet the...
Okay. Do you have any inspiration right now?
Do you still have the bardic inspiration that was...
Not the bardic
inspiration for the...
inspiration.
Inspiration. No, I don't. I spent it.
Okay. Chat has given you inspiration. Please use it.
Ooh.
So one more time?
No.
Okay.
You are 1 hit point short.
Oh my word.
We're going to burn the inspo. We're going to have that be the 1 point because that would be so silly. So silly.
Here's just another mark in the evidence book of like my luck, just my dice luck.
Like you're over 100 hit points right now, and you were 1 point off. It's just
my.
Okay. Master
Yeah,
Inquisitor, go ahead.
I'm absolutely burning this inspiration.
The sleep spell works. What else do you do? You've used your action. You've used, I think, all your movement.
I've used all my movement. I just have my bonus action. Let me, you know what? Let's use the weakness, identify weakness on the last remaining, because I did the Master Inquisitor the first time around. So now I'm doing the Sub Inquisitor with my bonus action.
Okay, go for it. Do you have to be able to see her for it to work?
That is a good question. Let me double
Because
check.
you can't.
Yes. You know what?
Sounds
I'm gonna
good.
say even without looking, I probably need to see her.
Okay.
Actually, yes. You must be able to see or hear the target to activate this feature.
And she's super stealthy, so you cannot hear her in all the chaos.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yes, actually. I think I can use a bonus action for one thing here. Where is... Oh, no, that's an action itself. No, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Then, from inside the smoke cloud, you hear a cold, eager voice call out, "See you where I saw you." It's the woman who agreed to meet you here, and she's talking to both of you. What does she mean by that? What's going to happen next? Yeah, you can wait for the break. We'll be right back.
Ah.
Welcome back to Inaequa, part 2 of chapter 2. The woman who agreed, the mysterious contact who agreed to meet our heroes in the basement of the theater has reappeared. And it seems that the bladed gauntlets she wears are not just for show. Where our two heroes were attempting to talk or evade their way from these inquisitors and were resigning themselves to imprisonment, disappearing, or worse. She dropped from above after setting off explosives and has been viciously attacking the inquisitors. A moment ago, she said, "See you where I saw you." She has another comment. "No survivors, or they'll blame you for this." And then, guided, let's see, does she have this? Yes, okay. The woman, Inquisitor Senis, did not use her action to hide. Because she was busy trying to just get out alive. Meaning that she's not hiding her movement. Meaning that with the correct skill check, Agens Koinabita can hear where she is. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage, please, Drosy. You are muted. I hereby grant myself experience.
Oh, there we go. Okay, disadvantage, and that was a dexterity check?
Correct.
Or dexterity saving throw?
Dexterity saving throw. A 21. You managed to leap out of the way.
Whew.
As Agens charges towards the Inquisitor, knocking chairs out of her way as she moves in a straight line.
Wow.
Just bowling through them, chairs flying left and right. She moves in a straight line, and face to face with the Inquisitor, the benefits of obscurement no longer apply. Her first strike is a hit. Inquisitor Senis uses her reaction to do uncanny dodge, reducing the damage from 20 to 10. Her second strike is a hit, inflicting 21 points of damage. Inquisitor Senis gasps and chokes and sputters blood and falls to the ground. Her third strike against the stunned and prone Master Inquisitor is made with advantage. As is her fourth strike, which she spends a point of dark chi to use. The Inquisitor's armor class is exactly 20. He was asleep a moment. Oh, wait, no, he's asleep, and she would notice that he's asleep. She wouldn't just immediately start punching him. So instead, she uses her last action, her bonus action, to coup de grace Inquisitor Senis. Going straight for the throat with those blades. You can't see what's happening. You can only hear it. Alive? That's even better. Day'lorise, it is your turn.
Wow. Okay. So, I can't see anything that's going on. I can just hear commotion.
You can see her. You are 5 feet from her.
Okay, so I can see like her back.
Correct.
Essentially. Okay. Wow. I'm gonna move outside of this smoke ring.
Remember, you're still in difficult terrain, so you can move 15 feet total without using your action to dash.
Whoops, where's my ruler? Okay. So I'm gonna move out. Okay. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. There we go.
Did you get caught in the old ruler versus pointer thing?
Yeah,
Gets
there
us
we go.
every time. Okay, you can now see the Master Inquisitor. He's asleep. You cannot see Yazmeen, but you can see basically everything outside of. If it's more than 1 square away of smoke, it's blocked. So you can see all this stuff. It's just slightly obscured.
But I can no longer see Agons. I can't see
Yazmeen, and you can't see the corpse, Inquisitor Senis.
Okay. But I can. He's still asleep, correct?
He's asleep.
Okay. Not dead yet.
He's breathing.
Okay.
He's unharmed.
Oh. Okay. What do I do here? Let's I'm gonna roll for perception just to see if I can hear anything unusual, if I can figure out where everybody is, if I can figure out kind of what's going on just based on sound. You are muted.
That will give you +1 XP and take your bonus action.
Okay. So roll for persuasion.
Perception, but yes.
Oh, I'm just gonna keep rolling for persuasion.
You can roughly hear where everyone is. Even if you can't see them, you can roughly hear where everyone is.
Okay. Can I at least like hear movement? Is anybody coming towards me?
Well, someone outside probably heard that explosion.
Okay.
There's likely a civic response on the way right now.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna shout to Yazmeen. Because I don't know if she's okay, right? I had no idea.
You saw the fall. You saw the.
You would have run past me. Even though my character token is here, I would be 1 space closer. It was because of the sleep overlay that I was back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you would have seen me running past.
Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of shout over, do you have any plans to get out of here?
I mean, I can't. We're still in initiative, right?
You can talk when it's not your turn.
Okay. I mean, we gotta deal with this guy first. He knows what we look like.
Oh, that's a good point. You ready to kill a man today?
No.
Okay. I'm just gonna wait and see what Agons does. Because if she can take care of the dirty business, I don't think I'm ready to go from junior espionage to full on cold-blooded murder quite yet.
Okay, you choose to wait. Inquisitor Senis is dead. How long does sleep last?
A minute.
A minute. Okay, well, That's how long you have to figure out what you're gonna do. Yazmeen, it's your turn.
As an action, I'm going to use Presence Detector.
Mm-hmm.
It takes the appearance of so the cloak that I'm wearing has in the hood stitched a piece of what looks like a piece of glass. It's I'm going to pull that out and kind of rest it inside my eye so I can look through it. It allows me to detect forces of evil and good. I know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 16 feet of me. 60 feet of me. And I know the presence of any object that has been, any place or object that's been consecrated or desecrated, and any evil or good creatures, and any evil auras left by magic.
Okay.
Otherwise, it functions like detect magic.
All right. Well, Agons is crawling with evil. You detect absolutely nothing on either of the Inquisitors.
Okay.
You know that this is one of their capabilities, is that they are masked from such things.
Right.
Is there anything else specifically that you're scanning for? And for someone to detect as evil, it doesn't mean they wrote evil on their character sheet. It means they have evil powers, or they are. She's not a fiend, but she has like abilities that are fueled by evil.
Right.
Would either of us come up as that?
Let me take a look. Two characters with inherent heresies detect as evil. Let's see. Maybe it's a thing under sin. Let's see. Is your sanctity or your sin higher?
Sanctity or...
Sanctity is still higher.
Then no.
Okay.
Okay.
Last lore question from me here.
Fire away, and I won't hold you.
Well, not last. Not last lore question. Last for this particular round. To be in the ministry, you cannot have any heresies.
Correct.
I end my turn. I'll move out of the cloud and end my turn.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself. I wonder where that's going.
Pull myself like here.
Okay.
Mostly because I can't do anything else this turn.
Valid. Agons does something.
Okay.
You hear the crackling of electricity. You see flickers of red light. And, well, there's too much fog in the way for you to see much more. And you hear... The light does not appear to be emanating from the Master Inquisitor.
Ooh.
She emerges, carrying him over her shoulder.
Okay.
And says, I know the way out. And keeps moving.
Okay.
Yeah, undo that.
Can I make a knowledge arcana check to see if I recognize that at all?
Sure. But actually, first, I'd like both of you to make perception checks, please.
Okay.
17.
17.
Ooh.
Natural 20.
Let's go.
Okay. In her other hand, so she's got him over one shoulder. In her other hand, she's carrying a small device that superficially resembles a spike. If you imagine, there's a handle and a very sharp piece of metal, but not perfectly sharp, not razor sharp, almost unrefined in a way. More like a very thin stake, but not a wooden stake, a metal stake. And you recognize it. Both of you please make either technology or arcana checks, please. Whichever is higher. Lafon, you may make yours with advantage.
Okay. My tech and arcana are the same, so I'll just do tech because that's cooler.
Natural 20.
Oh
Okay.
wow!
We are so back.
We're banking them. We're banking them.
This device is an object of mad science. It is a onyx. It is a blood iron spike with an onyx core, charged with necrotic energy. The point of it is to damage the soul of a dead body, enough to prevent them from being able to respond to a speak with dead spell. It can have other hazards as well. Those using it aren't concerned with the safety or well-being of their target in their afterlife, and so as long as the dead can't tell any tales, they don't care the rest. On a natural 20, you also know that this is the construct of the rogue mad scientists who dwell in the Tinarius tunnels beneath the world. You also recognize that it is exceptional craftsmanship. It has mechanical elements. The spike emerges when it's deployed. The spring work, the clockwork, the gears, the mechanism, just incredibly fine-tuned. The work of an absolute precision master. It's a thing of beauty, even though it's covered in her blood and it just scrambled her soul. Not destroyed it, didn't eat it, just, stuck an immersion blender in it.
Okay. I mean, my curiosity's peaked. I'm following.
Okay.
We can. I'm gonna watch Yazmeen leave and just kind of like shrug and follow behind her.
Okay. Combat is over.
One last thing.
Go ahead.
Before I'm going to take a glance behind me. The booth that exploded. Does it look like it's completely in rubble?
Roll perception.
Cool. Yes, I'm so happy that happened. I'm so happy that happened.
Completely annihilated.
Cool. I was gonna call it too, and then I was like, but if you kind of said it didn't happen. I'm so happy it happened.
Aggins goes back down through the trapdoor, backstage, returning to the small room where you spoke earlier.
I'm going to take a moment in this to do one thing.
Go ahead.
And that is activate a machine.
Okay.
Whenever I'm just going to have this machine running the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It prevents me from being detected by magic.
Okay. Upon arrival, she sets the Master Inquisitor down on the table. How long do we have?
30 seconds.
She pulls out a knife, hands it to you, pulls out a knife, hands it to you. And then she quickly goes the Achilles tendon on both legs, here and here on the arms. Avoids the major veins and arteries, can be quickly patched up, causes primary immobilization. I'll crush the larynx. That should take care of anything he could do. Or we could break bones.
One question.
24 seconds.
Where's he from?
The Inquisition. 18
This
seconds.
plane?
Yes.
Okay.
Shall we?
I'm gonna look at Day'lorise. Ten
12.
seconds to change our lives. Yes or no?
10, 9,
I'm just kind of like holding the knife, like
7,
not sure.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He wakes up. She slams down on his neck. What do you do?
She pointed out the weak spot to kind of go for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna attack where she highlighted.
Okay. Josie?
Yeah, I'm sufficiently scared by Lady Murder Mittens. I'm gonna also go for the points that she pointed out.
Okay. Each of you increase your sin score by 1 point, please.
Rip.
Over the course of a scene which I will avoid describing in too much detail, the Master Inquisitor is prevented from using his many, many skills as a spy. It is only at this point that she produces a pair of manacles and shackles him. And then forces his mouth open and drops a few drops from a vial under his tongue. Pats him on the side of the head. Good work, she says to the two of you. And then pulls out another device. Roll technology checks, both of you, please.
Do I have advantage of this one as well, or no?
No.
Okay.
That's not on my sheet. Should I just use anything that I have proficiency in?
I should have added it to your sheet. Look down below your skills. I think I added it down there.
Oh, there it is.
Yes. Custom skills. That's what the nice thing about Roll20 is that it's easy to add custom skills. Right.
Luck. She gives and she taketh away.
LaFawn, she has a bomb.
Cool.
Drozy, you've never seen anything quite like it. It's small. It's clearly got some very complex lock or some gear mechanisms. It's also got like a little, almost like a music box inside. It generates a sound wave. It generates a very specific tone, a series of tones. She goes to the same panel that you opened earlier, LaFawn. It's a small bomb, so like probably won't kill all of you. Opens that panel and then puts the device there, gives it a twist, a turn, and then presses it. Your teeth hum unpleasantly for a moment. And then, almost entirely silently, a large portion of the wall slides back and drops, revealing a hatch. She opens the hatch, and as she does, a smell emits from below. Something moldering and old and rotten, with traces of sulfur in it. Cold, terribly cold. As if none of this bothers her at all, she takes the drooling, terribly wounded Master Inquisitor and starts climbing down the ladder. Sound of her echoes as she goes deeper and deeper.
Is there a maker mark on the hatch?
No. But it's very old. It probably was built at the same time the building was constructed.
And she's not looking back or waiting?
Nope. She's just going. If you want to dip, now's your chance.
We have... She isn't our only lead.
I'm concerned though if we go back at that trap door, there's going to be people who've responded to that explosion. Can we hear anybody up above?
Yes. It seems the destruction of the booth wasn't quite enough to prevent you from hearing things. The body will soon be discovered. Rescue teams are on the way to investigate the explosion and see if anyone needs to be helped. It wouldn't be impossible for you to escape, but you'd have to again use stealth and talk your way out of possibly more Inquisition attention. Though likely not as sophisticated, at least until the body's discovered.
I think this is probably our best bet. I mean, it may not be our only lead, but I think it's one of the better ones that we have right now.
Into the unknown we go.
The climb downward is curious. There's no light here. You never lose your sense of going down, though. The feeling of descent is the one constant. It
I
is
would
not long.
like
Go ahead.
to do two things before we go too
ahead.
far in. Check my counter. Has it been ticked down at all?
Which counter?
The divination.
No.
Cool. It just happens to be a free action that I can check it. Oh, for DM purposes, I only have 4 uses of cancellation.
Got it.
The other thing that I'm going to do is, even though you said it's dark here, I would like to make an attempt to count each step. If we are to shift directions, I would like to count, again, those shifted directions by degree terms. Trying to keep track of where we're going positionally via mathematics.
Okay. Roll an intelligence check.
What happens if we move diagonal, though? We don't have that math in this universe.
It's okay. The
Apparently
Pythagorean it just turns off whenever there's combat, you know? Pythagoras can't help you in a life or death situation. You would estimate that you descend some 100 feet.
Cool.
And at some point during the climb, and once you finally arrive down there, you realize it's when Agon's reached the bottom. The door at the very top and the hatch seal themselves. When you emerge, you are in an enormous subterranean cavern. The deeper you get, the more the sound of wind picks up, a howling gale force wind. And as you emerge into the side, I want you to imagine the scene in Star Wars when they fire the Death Star laser and there's those 2 operators and they're right next to the huge tube that it flows through. I want you to imagine that as the situation. I have a map. It's, unless you decide to knife each other, it's purely for mood.
So the cavern walls are not man-made?
Roll, yeah, the cavern walls, the main cavern walls are not man-made. They appear to have been carved out, and they're huge. They're really big. Like, these are, every square here is 5 feet, right? These are very large tunnels. And it's a pretty significant drop from where you are down to the bottom of the tunnels. They're also fairly round. Rough, I would say, like not smooth by any stitch of the imagination, but generally rounded.
Is this is this technological in nature, or is this magical in nature? It's craftsmanship, or is it natural? Because there's so much wind and water, is it carved out by the elements?
This is the difference between science and technology. Roll a science check.
Okay, there we go.
23. These were physically carved out by enormous creatures. Creatures with claws capable of cutting through metal and stone. It was also done sometime in the last over a century, but not 2 centuries.
So it's huge cuts, but softened by the amount of air and wind that's kind of come over.
Right.
Okay.
And it was originally carved to be rounded like this. You also see, let's see,
badger moles.
Big bad badger mole. At the bottom of the tunnel and at the top are 2 winding metal tracks. And all along the edges of this area are a bunch of very gnarly looking hooks and chains. Huge. Agons is standing at the edge, holding the Inquisitor over her shoulder. There's eerie glowing light, just enough to barely see. Good. Our ride's on its way. Just hold on for a moment. About a minute is going to pass. You may allow it to pass in silence. You may speak amongst yourselves. You may speak with her. What do you choose?
I'm gonna pull Day'lorise over. I'm gonna pull you over to a slightly away from Agons. Low whisper. You and I are in this together, yeah?
I think at this point, yeah, really no going back.
I'd prefer not to have to do something like that again. But I
Agreed.
also want to survive.
Agreed. I think the best way out of this is to unfortunately do what we got to do, but maybe not make those choices if we can.
I don't trust her. I don't think it's safe to trust her.
At this point, I'm going to let Yazmeen know what I found out from her when we were in the room initially. That I know that she's like has an idea of who's behind this and she's working for them.
Okay. I don't have anything of equal value to trade. But if I have any information, I will let you know. Thank you. Thank you for trusting me.
We'll just have to trust each other in this, and hopefully we'll get out alive.
I'm gonna look over my shoulder back at Agons. Has she been watching?
No, her back is turned to you.
Is she tense? Is she casual? Is she in between?
Roll an insight check, please. You may follow suit if you'd like, Josie.
Okay, yeah, I think I will.
If you're doing the same. If you're not, don't worry about it.
20.
Her muscles are coiled like the hammer of a gun, ready to go off. She's radiating confidence, righteousness, excitement, satisfaction, confidence. She's not unaware of your position, nor is she blind to the fact that she's turned her back on these 2 strangers, leaving herself vulnerable. Clearly, she thinks herself capable of handling any trouble you send her way. Or she doesn't think you capable of sending trouble. Either way.
Unless Day'lorise has anything, I will let the rest of the time pass quietly.
Something hurls itself down the tunnel. You can hear it coming before it arrives, with a sickening lurch and an unnatural shriek. A spherical clockwork contraption made from brass fittings, steel rails, and numerous triangular patches of flayed skin covered with unfamiliar runes, each set upon a hook connected to a chain machine that disappears up into what previously appeared to be a rail in the cavern's roof. It arrives and it peels itself open. 2 more shortly. Agons gestures, 1 for each of you. I'll ride with our friend. And as if it's the most natural thing in the world, she steps forward, descending into one of them with her prize. Moments later, it seals itself. The other 2 await.
Since she got on one with the Inquisitor, are we able to just try and get on the same one together? Because I don't know if I want to be separated.
As you take a look inside, there's enough space for both of you, but each pod only contains 1 harness that looks like it straps you in very securely. Roll a science or roll a technology check, please, each of you.
Yeesh.
LaFawn, with those kinds of safety measures in play, these things
It's
must
fast?
move at a horrifying speed.
It hurts to say this, 'cause my thought process is the same as yours. I think it's probably smarter we each take one.
You are a
I'll go
scientist.
first.
You could try jury-rigging something. Your call. What's the worst that could happen?
Lots of things could be really, really bad.
Yes, I know.
Yasmin is thinking of all the terrible things that can happen. It's been a rough couple of minutes, hours, and I don't have all my tools with me. I don't trust my work enough to guarantee your safety.
All right. You'll go first, you said?
I will go first.
As you do, like as you're stepping in, Agon's pod just drops and then goes flying down the tunnel. There, I assume you step in and place the harness around yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Being careful to buckle every single latch. Day'lorise, will you follow suit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I have to make a performance check to put on a brave face?
You may do so if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb into the pod.
Okay. As soon as you fasten the harness around your shoulders, the pod drops with a sickening lurch, and it sounds as though the gates of hell have been flung open. Intense heat cascading into the cavern alongside an unnatural shriek. Before you can react, in whatever new tunnel you found yourself in, a massive gale of wind gusts upwards from below and pushes you from a fall into a rapid hurtle into a tunnel, carrying you at mind-breaking speed as the skins flap in the tempest and the air echoes with keening screams. Within mere moments, all you can manage to do is grip the pod's handles and try to hold on to your sanity. Just when it feels as if your mind will break, a blast of wind slams into you, knocking the air from your lungs. Your vessel rapidly decelerates before landing with a splat on a hook splattered with dried blood. Roll a science check for me with disadvantage, please, LaFawn.
Hmm.
What year is it?
I mean, we could have traveled forward in time. We were going that fast.
This baby hits 88 miles an hour. So after spinning and rolling and just being at the mercy of G-forces, you are once again somewhat upright. And when the pod peels itself open, you've arrived at an entirely different cavern. It appears almost empty. In fact, it just looks like almost like a subway station where you are between two empty, howling tunnels. Aggins is already waiting for you. She set down the Grand Inquisitor. She looks up, confirming that you made the trip. Just need to wait for our connection.
We have to get on another one of those?
No. No, we're done with the pods for now.
How do they work?
She shrugs.
Oh no.
Ugh, okay. How does the next one work?
She shrugs harder.
No.
Okay. Where are we going?
That's the best way she can describe this. To my master's fortress.
Who's your master?
Well, you haven't run yet or done anything stupid. Roll a persuasion check, please.
Oh, come on.
She's not just trying to play with you. She's like worried about OPSEC. But you're very persuasive.
I give like the little eye bat. Gee, miss, you want to tell us who that is?
His name is Ibis.
Ibis.
IVAS?
AEVUS.
Oh, okay.
D. Say it again. AEV.
US. AEVUS.
Yes.
You know what? That's my fault. That's really, it is my fault. I apologize.
He is watching you. Roll an insight check for me, both of you, and then roll a... Oh, let's see if what would be appropriate here.
Oh, no.
In the darkness, you can't really...
I mean, you know what? In fairness to Yazmeen, this totally tracks. The only reason she's asking about the pods is because, like, focusing her mind on, like, thinking is way better than, like, thinking about what happened or what's about to happen.
All right. Yeah, she answers you and waits for a moment. Could I get history checks from both of you, please? This is a very high DC. This always happens. This always happens. I leave the door open, and Faith's like, "Don't mind if I do," and just steps right on.
Mystery who?
Hey, you at this point you can't even blame me because we all know that it's not me who rolled that.
No, you have. It's maybe your presence, but it's like it's not your fault that you have. You know, your luck condition isn't your fault, really. Ibis Atalibus, clockmaker. One of the most powerful of the mad scientists who dwell in secret beneath the earth. perhaps the most brilliant of all of them. Halfling with a clockwork leg. Dapper dresser. Knowledge of things of this world and beyond. Remember when I was asking if there was any bureaucratic record of you? There was no bureaucratic record of him. He was a laborer. Just nobody knows where he came from. Absolute genius. But all he could find work was as a laborer because he wasn't he had no documentation, no birth certificate. He was a ghost in the system. And with the bureaucracy of the ministry being what it is, that just threw up barrier after barrier, just of the system acting the way it did. Until he lost his leg in an industrial accident. He was outfitted with augmentics to replace it, but during the approval process, he attracted the attention of the Inquisition, who wanted to know where this total stranger came from. And they started asking questions, and asking questions, and asking questions, until at last he decided to leave. He escaped their grasp. The details on how he did that, not totally certain. But he continued his research into other worlds. Not just the cosmology of Oscus, the upper planes, the lower planes, the river Styx. Everyone kind of knows that stuff, right? But of entirely separate multiverses. Worlds beyond. Parallel realities. Not parallel realities, just different planes of existence. Outside the sphere of the celestial heroes, the age of twilight, any of that. The infinite possibility of an infinite omniverse. And he continued his research in the shadows, hiding. That absolute mastery that you've seen, the impeccable craftsmanship of her blades, the clockwork mechanisms, just absolutely to the micron, his work. Until the Inquisition finally got one step ahead of him. They found one of his laboratories, his secrets, hidden all over the world. And they sabotaged it. Exactly what they did, also a secret. But Ivus was never the same since then. When you talk to him, there's no guarantee which him you're talking to. And I think that's what you know.
So, he's my hero, in essence.
That's probably why you rolled the natural 20, because, yeah.
I mean, honestly, that insight check makes even more sense considering how much information is given here. Yazmeen will inch closer to Agnes. Take one longer look at her gauntlets and memorize the mark.
Okay. It's burned into your brain. Is there anything you'd like to do before we progress?
I'm gonna ask Agnes how she knows this person or why she's working with them.
Because everything that I spent my life fighting for has to be torn down. And he's going to do it.
What did you do before this?
I was a Justicia of the Ministry.
Wait, what is that?
Give me a religion check. I'm going to tell you something.
I would like to make that check as well, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a public conversation.
10.
The Justicia is the monastic order of law. The organization has devotees across all of Ascus, from the largest metropolis to the smallest hamlet. True members have sworn an oath of silence. They wander the world defending against evil. She was high enough rank that she would have sworn that oath of silence, an oath she has obviously broken since then. They serve the celestial hero and demigod Varys Goodwin, who has similarly taken on a oath of silence. They memorize every local, national, and global law. They report even the slightest infraction to their superiors.
How closely do they usually work with the Inquisitors?
They are separate ministries because they don't focus as much on heresy as much as on law in general. They
What
wouldn't fall
is?
Go ahead.
I'm with that information. What is the appropriate time for garbage to be picked up if there is a holiday on that week?
I don't know that, but she would know that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She still.
Yeah. This was not a. It was not a gotcha question. Well, not a gotcha to you anyway.
For sure. So yeah, she was a member of this highest order, and which is why she's a badass monk. Except now she's a bad ass monk.
Yeah.
You can push the question further, or you can wait for the next train.
Okay. Why'd you leave the order?
I was a personal attendant of Varys Goodwin himself. And despite his oath of silence, when we were alone, he tried to tell me something. Something about the celestial heroes. And I believe, I know, with my entire being, that he was warning me they are all corrupt. They are the very festering heresy that they tried to drive out. They're hypocrites. Every single one of them. In league with dark forces. No better than any of the monsters they ever hunted down. The entire foundation of this world is corrupt.
Can I make an insight check just to make sure that, I guess, I can't really tell whether she's telling the truth or not, but at least to make sure that she believes what she's saying.
Yes. Roll an insight check, please. Feel free to do the same if you'd like, LaFawn.
16.
16.
I will do the same.
Okay. Utter conviction.
Okay.
Would you like to push further or wait for the train?
So who is it that she was a direct assistant to?
Varys Goodwin, one of the
Varys
celestial
Goodwin.
heroes.
Where's that person now? Are they still?
All the celestial heroes are still alive.
They're still fine.
I don't believe. Well, again, he's sworn a vow of silence, and he still leads the. So I believe he's active on the continent of Orianus. Let me pull up the map. Doodly doodly doo. Thank you for enjoying the lore episode. So Orianus is called the continuous continent because it literally forms a ring around the entire planet. That was, and there were 3 celestial heroes on each continent, and all on their own separate crusades against evil. And eventually they like met, became friends, and decided to all work together. But there were 3 original adventuring parties that each have their own stories, their own adventures before they joined forces. Let's see. Yeah, so I believe he's still located there. And he has spent his time teaching students these martial arts. And it was after the Utopian Dawn that he took his vow of silence. So before the defeat of evil across the world, Varus spoke, shared teachings, and so on and so forth. Used to challenge pirates and traders to martial arts duels before becoming a celestial hero. It was during the period after like the last mad scientists had been driven underground, the last dragon lords had been defeated, the sorcerers and the necromancers were driven out, the pirates finally gave way, like the pirate armadas were defeated. It was during this period, so in the last 142 years, that he took his vow of silence.
And does that include like written material?
Yes.
Like, is that okay? So since he was trying to tell Agons this, is he involved with any of this?
I think so. I don't know if he regrets it or if it was unintentional. He couldn't tell me. I think he did the right thing to try to communicate that, but to what extent he's directly involved, who knows? The Justitia, everyone who is like me, is part of upholding it, though. So he may not be guilty, but he's still responsible. Ah. She looks up. The tunnel adjacent to the one you just arrived in on that horrifying contraption. You didn't hear it at all. A smooth, what am I going to say? Faceted like a parallelogram train arrives. There's no visible locomotive. There is a vehicle up in the front, and it's pulling multiple carts behind it, and each of them is shaped like almost like a metal prism, each with slightly different shapes and formations. Roll a science check for me, please, Lafon. Roll an arcana check for me, please, Josie. 23. All right. And a 10 on the arcana. All right. These shapes are they have fourth dimensional connotations. These are shapes you would see if you were only seeing part of something that does not fully exist in this physical reality. This bizarre, we'll call it a train for lack of better terms, is completely silent, completely smooth. It arrives up to the platform, and part of it just like drops down, almost like it's melting, but without the wibbletiness of it. And then it extends out a smooth silver bridge to the platform. She carries the Master Inquisitor inside and beckons for you to follow.
Yeah.
Okay. The door closes. There's no sensation of movement. To quote a long-running British science fiction television show, it's bigger on the inside. I have again prepared some scenes, but we'll see if combat erupts or not.
With that in context, I'm familiar with extraplanar setups. Banishment spell, for example. This is beyond that, is it not?
This is functioning in some sort of pocket dimension. You know what? It's probably illuminated inside. Yeah, this is a... Let me see if I'll get the exact description for you after I turn on the lights.
Sure.
And... I thought I had daylight mode on. Why can't you see? Your tokens not have vision? They don't have vision by default. My bad. The whole thing hums, but the clockworks, the cogs, everything, it's sort of, you can hear this low sound, but it's not the grinding of an enormous loud machine. It's just the small sounds of precision clockwork, counting down time, making innumerable calculations just on a much larger scale. Okay, let's pull this up here. Where are you, bud? It's a Tesseract fortress, seamlessly rolling along the Dae'larius tunnels on well-oiled and precise gears. Eerily quiet, far larger on the inside than the outside. So you would say it's beyond banishment. It's not just a big bag of holding. It has been constructed in a specific way to take advantage of dimensional harmonies and physics to be larger on the inside. It probably still counts as being in this plane of existence, but the math, you're gonna have to see the math to be certain about that.
It's certainly a lot more elegant than the brute force that those other things are. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
He's going to lead you through the entire fortress. Let me just make sure I've set everything up correctly. I will also point out that I have not fully populated this fortress, but as you go through, it is very much populated. Sections of it, there are contraptions and machinery just everywhere. A lot of hidden compartments and things that can pop out. Gun turrets that can be deployed. Energy condensers. Mana waste pouring down in siphons that can be redirected up to the top. There are clockworks walking around all over the place. Various constructs, mechanical constructs. In addition, a wide number of mortal creatures that have had parts of themselves replaced with augmentics, mechanical arms. Some of them, to use the language of the tripods, they've practically been capped. Large amounts of their skull have been replaced and their eyes are now mechanical. They're all moving about. Because you're with her, they're basically leaving you alone. It's bustling, but it's quiet at the same time. It's loud, but it's not noisy. It's very strange. And there's a lot going on. Experiments, weapon production. You can see parts of it are the worse for wear. Is it all right if I just sort of bring you on this tour real fast?
Yeah.
And let me turn on exploration mode while I'm at it, just in case it comes up later. There we go. She's just going to keep leading you all the way through. Is there anything you'd like to do along the way?
I'm just going to keep following her. Out of game for a second. My cat is doing something silly, so I have to step away to fix that real quick. I'll be back in a second.
Completely understood. Very normal. So, how's it going?
I'm actually surprised I haven't had a cat on my keyboard yet.
Yeah. I always... Go ahead.
I was going to say one of them has, in the last, 2 or 3 weeks, really taken to sitting on the laptops when we're using them.
You know, mine has too. He'll walk around because we close up our bedroom at night because we have our cats and we have the Fosters, and they don't... We don't want them fighting at night. So my office cat Floof gets to run to the house. So we lock them all up, and Salvador will just yell. Just really loud.
Oh.
And he's just running around yelling. He wants to be let out. But I figured out I could get him to stop by calling him over and closing my laptop and letting him sit on it. So now it's become a routine. So now it's just like every single time he shows up, I'm like, he's going to start yelling unless I do fold this up and let him.
He's like, work is over.
Exactly. He's like, this is my spot. It is warm.
Yeah, no, Cereza, she just likes to sit on the keyboard until she has your full attention.
It's terrorism. They're terrorists.
And like, you know, the laptop that I'm right now, the button is in such a way that she can just press it off without really even doing anything. And yeah, she's gotten on Keith's laptop while he's working, and she's just like, oh, I found out what gets me immediate attention.
As you see, Dr. Jones, there's nothing you possess that I cannot take away. Cat silliness averted?
Yeah, quick update. He's now sleeping underneath my monitor.
No.
He just wanted attention.
It do be like that.
It's like 98% of the time what they're looking for.
I literally
like,
pet him
cats
twice,
aren't
and
as
he's like,
affectionate
"All right,
as dogs."
I'm done. I'm gonna sleep now," and he's right here.
It's a love language. It's like, I just need to know that you still love me. Okay, I'm good now.
Yeah,
my needs are met.
But not when you have the time for it. If you give me affection, I don't want it.
Okay. Barring anything else, the last door opens.
Before we go in,
yes, please.
Last check. The counter, has it been decreased at all?
Yes.
How much?
Twice.
Okay.
Actually, all 4 times.
Okay.
It was undepleted before you entered the train, the Tesseract Fortress. You must have passed through multiple divination effects inside here.
Okay.
Probably security measures. All right. Several different pockets of this halfling's attire are quietly ticking. But upon casual inspection, it's obvious why. He's dapper, well-dressed, but obviously obsessed with clocks. The short fellow's eyes are hidden behind glasses with telling hands, and he makes a steady, rhythmic tapping noise with an hourglass-shaped topped walking cane. The strange non-melody punctuated with the occasional hum of power from the clockwork replacing his right leg. This is Ibis Vitalibus. Allow me to introduce him to you in a spoiler-free way so that Pods and Matt can't see. Unless they watch the stream, in which case, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost gave you control over him. It's fine. I haven't actually implemented his stat block. It wouldn't have done any damage, but derp. There's one box for whose journals is it in, and another for who can edit and control. And I put everything in the wrong box. All right, behold. There he is.
Damn.
Very dapper.
And I would like Lafon to please roll 1d6.
Uh-oh.
Two. All right. He taps the walking stick with a smile. It says, "My new friends, please come in."
A quick insight check here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna
Okay.
roll an insight here.
Go ahead and roll that.
Is he? You know how some people, when they talk to you, they appear inviting, but it's in that sort of manic, desperate way.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Is he hitting that sort of vibe, or is he genuinely welcoming us?
He seems friendly and likable.
Okay.
You're just in time
For what?
to be here.
As Day'lorise says that, I will step forward. As I step forward, though, I'm assuming I'm passing through a gate of some kind. Quick glance across the threshold, and trying to identify any of the machinery that's kind of set up here.
Okay. Are you looking for anything specific or in general?
I am looking for two things specifically. One,
let's go ahead.
A scanning device. And then two, any sort of like tripwire or trap plate, something that if I were to step on it would cause something to happen.
Roll an investigation check, please. $22. Okay, so there's machinery in the walls, in the archway, capable of scanning and also capable of generating interference. Roll a technology check for me. In addition, the floor here, these plates can be depressed, but there's currently a latch in place that prevents them from going down. So they can be used as not a tripwire, but a pressure plate trap, but it has an activation-deactivation switch.
Okay.
You know
And
that
as I make
the
that-
generate the... Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, once you finish that thought, I'll walk through the through the.
You don't know exactly what the energy generating or disrupting machinery in the wall, like in the archway, is. It might be capable of generating some sort of field, whether it's like a visible disintegrate or interfere with outside communications or dimensional stabilization. Hard to say.
Okay. With that kind of cursory glance, I will walk through. I guess I can control myself to kind of.
Yeah. Hey, as long as no knife fights start, everything here is mostly for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Real quick, before I step in, I'm just curious. Is his clothing actual nice clothing, or is it like costume clothing that's made to look nice but isn't actually?
Good ask. Let me see here. Oh, and in case you didn't see, his glasses are clocks. Like, they have hands that move and everything.
He's so cool.
believe that... I like him. I had a list of all these different famous mad scientists in this world to work with, and I was like, that one.
Mr. Clock Guys.
All right. I'm going to say there's nothing specific in here, so I'm going to say based on how I understand the character, it's legitimately really nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case,
Avant-garde, perhaps, but not costume quality.
Okay. I'm gonna head in.
All right. Well, if he was a poser, was this not going to happen? Or if it was a...
It's just more like kind of like seeing if this is somebody who's very intentionally playing a part or who just kind of this is kind of who they are.
Right. As you walk across this floor, the grate beneath your feet reveals that all of the gearwork here, there's a lot of chains, like drive chains, you know, but a lot of them, and a lot of them are extremely small. It's just an absolute network of like spaghetti, chain spaghetti, all integrated into machinery, all pulling and moving in different directions. It's not obvious what any of it actually does.
At a glance, is this area and the gears and the chains and stuff we see below, is it like clean, or is everything kind of like dirty, rusty?
Quite clean, well oiled. Please, please, come in. So good to have you. So good to finally make your acquaintance. I'm a huge fan of your work.
My work?
Both of you, yes.
What have I done?
You provided us a significant breakthrough in the understanding of the machine. A missing piece. Sometimes it takes just a different perspective for everything to make sense.
Perspective.
The intersection between magic, Inaequa, machinery, technology. You did not even realize that you had stumbled upon the very heart of the entire affair. Thank you. I'm very much looking forward to working with you in the future.
Is there
Not even
somewhere
the past? What was that?
Looking around, is there somewhere to sit down?
No. I see something here. Yeah, there's like places to sit down, but no like chairs. You can sit down on a box of supplies effectively.
Yes. I will do that then.
Okay.
And then immediately like start working on something. It doesn't matter what it is. Just to keep the hands focused. Not the beginning. Don't start at the beginning. What the service we provided? Where did we come in? What was the first thing we did?
You. He looks at Day'lorise. Your performance has captured the quintessence of paradox. The precise contradiction of what is and what isn't, what must be and what cannot be. All through a false smile, but a very good false smile. A smile that is simultaneously true yet false. We need that. The fragmentary probings that you have just begun will be accelerated. There's no need for this long drawn-out process. We will cut directly to the end point. We will give the answer, and from there you will find the question. I'd consider two of you some of my biggest success stories. Or at least I think I will. When all's said and done.
And he's addressing Day'lorise for all of this, right?
Until he says the two of you.
Okay.
If the rest of them tell you that it was a group effort, you can safely disregard. They each only had their own individual parts to play. The entirety of the blueprint has only ever been contained in one mind, my mind. And it is for exactly this such case that it has borne fruit. Yes. Excellent.
A puzzle put together incorrectly is still a puzzle successfully completed. How do you know you got the right outcome?
Because your two are here now. And you're going to help me fix it.
Fix what?
Everything.
Has the okay, so obviously the drama of the room here. He's standing in front of a clock, right? Has anything
And it's on the floor.
Yes. Has anything shifted in how the room has operated while he's been speaking?
The clock continues to turn. And it is approaching 1 a.m. No, actually, it's approaching 1 p.m. on the clock. It's moving at an accelerated rate.
Right.
Do all the clocks we can see on him and the one on the floor, do they all show the same time?
No. They all show completely different times.
Are
And
any
they're all
of
going
them
at different rates.
Are any of them in line with the time that we expect to be in right now?
Yes. And one of them is off by 2 minutes.
Which one is that?
It is the one on his left eye. The one on his right eye is perfectly accurate. The one on his left eye matches the time that you set deliberately incorrectly.
What's
I'll
our
show you.
what's please?
Wonderful. I think that will help both of you settle it. We can take care of all of this. Comparatively speaking, we are almost there. Just a few missing pieces and steps and operations. In the relative term, it's no small matter. But he turns to the clock and he sticks his hourglass walking stick into a notch and twists it. And it starts to spin. And the watch face starts to glow. A bright green as lightning arcs across it.
Oh.
He reaches out an inviting hand. His clockwork leg is already in the swirling portal.
Well, Yasmin, what do you think?
Let's. Yes.
Shall we?
After accepting his hand, he steps forward and does not sink. None of you sink. Instead, the churning of the vortex consumes your surroundings. What you see itself warps and distorts, like a Photoshop filter. All of it spinning around you until it gives way to something else. An enormous machine. Far bigger than the one you were standing in moments ago. Covered with chains. Chains, spiked chains, linking into every single piece of it. This massive machine, turning like a heart. The chains run upwards towards unfathomable light, and downwards into fire, darkness, and suffering. Look what they've made. Look what they built. Roll. Okay, what the hell skill do you want to use to make sense of this? Because what you are seeing is physically impossible. This is not a physical space. This is a metaphysical space you are in.
Arcana, for sure.
Yeah.
This is
I think
trying to
Arcana.
map. This is trying. I'm trying at this point. Science and technology. I'm familiar with the kind of concept of using Inaequa, of building things outside of Inaequa as well, making magical constructs, making effects that are similar to magic, that are not. I think this is truly the first time I've seen something and said, I cannot replicate this technologically.
Okay.
Luckily, it also happens to be the same role as the rest of my science tech. So
23.
Flowery speech aside, it's the same.
And a 15. Okay. Josie, you... It kind of hurts your brain. But the chains are connected from the upper planes, the heavens, and the hells, with Ascus at the center. And there are too many chains to count. And they are moving upwards or downwards. But they are all being turned through this machine. And as they go through the machine, they slow. Just a little bit. LaFawn, you recognize this. You built this. The device of yours that went missing. Obviously, it's not exactly like this, but some of the mechanisms, the chains passing through it, that's like a conversion of one type of energy into another. This machine is taking energy from the movement of these chains, slowing them down, and producing Inaequa. This is the source of all Inaequa. This is where it comes from. This machine exists. This is real somehow.
Has it been marked in any way by any maker?
No. You don't see any maker's marks. But the scale of it is divine. Roll a technology check for me, please. Each of these chains represents one life. One mortal soul in Ascus.
With that in mind, I'm going to glance through the network, the mesh of endless chains. What state are they in?
The chains seem... I mean, there's too many to count. But they are, like I said, they're going slower. This machine is taking energy from the movement of those chains and converting it into Inaequa. And that energy cannot last forever.
I'm looking for the chains themselves. I get the sense that they absolutely represent the souls of the people here.
Correct.
I want to look and see if there is a mark if the chains are shiny, rusted, if there's a difference between them. I'm trying to map my understanding. Yazmeen is trying to map her understanding of sin, heresy, the systems that she was raised in, upon this new, endlessly complex, non-infinite machine.
Okay. Give me a science check, please.
I'm
all right.
Going to spend my bardic inspiration here.
Okay. Roll 1d10 and add it. 21.
21.
Okay. Sin and sanctity are forces applicable to this machine. They would govern the movement of those chains towards one destination or another. However, it would be possible if somebody had access to this machine to adjust that direction. Such as on the night of Largisho. The correct operations of a large enough scale using the right forms of energy could introduce a corruption to this system that would affect multiple chains, causing them to be automatically predisposed towards the force of sin. You kind of, not entirely, but maybe a little bit, understand how they did it. You don't understand how they did it, but you understand how they did it.
There's that instinct of understanding. Now we have to work towards expressing it.
Right. You don't know how they got something that big into orbit, but if they got something that big into orbit, then they could do this. And you know how that part would work. That's how I would say that.
Okay. I'm going to look over at our erstwhile guide as I've kind of been studying this system. What does he say?
The solution to this problem, outside of you two, does not lie entirely within the confines of the original premises. But I have good news about them.
Change the system from outside.
Correct. An external agent. 2, I think. The first one's already here.
Is that even... What a stupid question. Of course it's possible.
It's happened before. It's happening again. We have the bait. Now we just need the fish. And I need your help to get it once it's here.
Does the fish feed the system? Or is the fish big enough to eat the system?
We're going to throw it in the works and jam things up.
Both, then.
Yes. Yes! He looks at Day'lorise as if it's somehow relevant to her. Yes! Both! Now, come with me. He returns. You're not exactly sure how it works, but you also know that what you just saw is a reflection, a perspective, some sort of only somewhat real. The thing itself is real. What you have seen is a way of seeing it.
pulling up a hologram of the system, but so immersive that we think we were there.
It's a live scan. It's a live scan. It's not a pre-recording.
Day'lorise, for what it's worth, Yazmeen is entirely engrossed. There is the cryptic comments are cryptic in the way that someone who speaks exclusively in jargon is cryptic. It's entirely understandable to her. It is entirely understandable to the people in the conversation. From without, it sounds like people speaking gibberish. She's eaten the bait, but line and sinker.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, I've lost her. You are muted.
You each gain 1 XP.
We're up to 6
the
right
portal
now.
vanishes. But who's counting? He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a piece of meat. Roll nature checks for me, please.
This is the worst nature score.
Okay, I guess I'll dispense with the drama. It is a piece of the flesh of a uber deity, cosmologically world-ending void dragon from no dimension. That's you know what that is. I don't know why the hell you know what that is, but you do.
So in the realm hopping, this one person somehow has peered through the lenses of reality for just a moment.
It was that like yoga, meditation, getting back to nature with oneself class.
It's the uber nerd who like hyper dove in on something utterly specific, and there's only one way that this actually makes sense.
I don't know why you know who Kur the Dragon of the Void is, or why you know that its flesh is not from this or any other realm, or why but he has a piece of it. Worm. Let's talk about the fish. Their names are Asena and John Carmichael. And I'd like to thank everybody for joining us for Inaequa Part 2. Tune in next time when the entire party is brought together. This is a ton of fun, and I will catch you then.
Oh.